And welcome back to the Sharpeville Exhibition Centre. First of Morning Live's election debates, and this is where we're coming from, the SABC region here in the Vaal. So we heard from some of the mayors, some of the people who actually are at the forefront of decision making. We've brought in the various political parties who are active in this area, and of course we'll try as we go through these broadcasts in the lead up to the May 8th poll to have as many of the parties get a platform where they can also tell us what they are about. But represented here this morning, we've got the Democratic Alliance. Next to them, we have the UDM, then it's COPE, the ACDP, EFF, ANC, the APC, then Inkatha Freedom Party, the PAC, and of course the AIC. These are the parties we have, so it's quite a big panel representing quite a big cohort of the residents of this particular area. But I want to start off by looking at some of the pertinent issues, and I'm going to start, maybe let me start on the end here with the Democratic Alliance in terms of the most pressing issue that you believe needs to be addressed in this particular area.
Thank you, Sakina, and thank you to Morning Live viewers, peace-loving South Africans. Sakina, there are quite a number of issues. As the people of Mfuleni, we've received the short end of the stick from the ANC-led local municipality and also the Gauteng-led provincial government. There are quite a number of issues that are affecting Mfuleni. One, it's a lack of delivery of services as dictated by the Constitution, that services have to be delivered on continuous and sustained basis. High unemployment rate is very high. Mfuleni is ravaged by corruption, ravaged by potholes, sewer leakages, water leakages, and also one of the issues that is affecting this municipality is the employment of incompetent, unqualified individuals. Hence, the municipality is collapsing. Mfuleni is limping from one disaster to another because the current political leadership in Mfuleni, they lack the political will to change the material conditions of the residents of Mfuleni.
Well, Mr. Shabalala, some would say this is a case of the pot calling the kettle black because, as the mayor of Midvaal said, he is currently investigating a case of alleged corruption where there's allegations of people paying for jobs. That scandal currently going on there. So is that something that's peculiar to the ANC, would you say?
But I'm saying the mayor clearly explained. I think you need to notice the difference between where the DA governs and where the ANC governs. The mayor is saying, based on the whistleblower information that was given, he was able to act within a week. A senior official and an MC were suspended. But in Mfuleni, there are quite a number of people that we have exposed to what they are doing, but they are still at work. They have not yet been suspended.
The point is, though, it happened, as it happens elsewhere.
But equally remember, the outcome of the investigation will determine whether those things happened or not.
Let's move on to the UDM, because I don't want it to be said that we're getting the DA to set the agenda. What are the important issues for you?
Good morning, Sakina. The important issues for UDM is the infrastructure in the area. If you look at the potholes, that sets back the community, because you bump your tires there, you get all those kind of expenses that are unexpected. You look at the sewer that is going over. You look at the dumping that's going on around here. So it raises the question that says, if you allow your infrastructure to go untaken, unmaintained, what is the state of maintenance in these municipalities? It brings another question of saying, is there a capacity in the municipalities to take care of all these surrounding areas? Is it an issue of merit versus cadre deployment, which end up landing the communities? The sufferers are the grass, which is the communities. Whether it's cadre deployment and there is no merit, but there is something that's missing here.
Let me ask you, what's the role of opposition parties? Are you raising this now because we are in an election year? Have you raised these issues? How have you held the ANC accountable, regardless of whether you are on the council or not? What have you done to actually hold them accountable in this regard?
The role of the opposition parties is played very well, but the arrogance of being the majority, of telling them, when you come into power, do what you want us to do, is what is costing all of us as citizens. We seem to forget when we are in these positions of power that we are in power because the taxpayers are paying. We are not in power because this organization has so much money. So if we don't take care of our communities and we disregard our opposition, that's why we have coalitions today, because people are starting to see.
Let's move over to the Congress of the People. So as COPE, what would you say is the most pressing issue for you in this area?
You see, Sakina, the problem here is that, number one, if you can't deal with the workers on the ground, then there's nothing that you can do. Firstly, let me put it in this way. Municipal of Mfuleni is having workers that are getting paid every month. Those people are not held accountable. They come in 7 o'clock, 7:30, they go home. So who's supposed to clean the area? Who's supposed to do the work? If you can start there, this township will be better. Number two, you find that the issue here, most of the leaders that are supervisors in all those departments are cadre deployment. Those who put me there in the position. So it's difficult to tell them that, look, you're not doing your work, this is what I'm going to do. They are threatening their leadership, because you find that a leader in the council is a junior to somebody who's an official who is working now. So he can't hold him accountable. That's our first problem. Number two, we have seen some of the issues we can't even tell you. When you come in Mfuleni, you are received by potholes. Whether you checked your buggy's wheels, maybe one of them are now flat. You see, they don't have money. The money was squandered. You understand what I'm saying?
Squandered by whom?
I think by the same official and the members in there. You remember there was 8.72 that get lost. You see? And hence we are saying we don't have funds for infrastructure. What is the taxpayers' money? What is it doing in this Mfuleni if we don't have money? Because government is giving us our own shares to can do something. There's not even a single thing that you can say, this one, at least you...
I want to ask the same question that I asked to the UDM, because you sound as though you're speaking from experience when you say people start work at 7 and then they go home by 7:30. So if you've noticed that, did you take that up with the relevant authorities?
We are raising this time and again.
But did you take that complaint to the right authority to deal with it? Have you done that?
I've done that.
And what was the response?
Unfortunately, like we have said, the mayor is 19 days in this position. So we can't blame him now. We are trying to bring him on board. But truly speaking, we've been doing this for a very long time since we started to go in the municipality. They don't even write.
So you say they don't listen to you?
They don't listen because they are majority. So that's our problem.
Okay.
So can do it.
All right. So we're building up quite a nice case of problems in the area. ACDP, what stands out for you?
First of all, good morning to you, Zagina, and happy International Women's Day to all the flowers of South Africa and the pearls. Our main concern here with the panel here of the mayors is the denial that comes from this side. First of all, the executive mayor of Mfuleni, because for us, this is the pressing issue as well. Because the moment people accept that there are wrongs, that's the beginning of solution. So our problem now is if the mayors would say there's no one to blame, like the executive mayor said, the chances are no one will be blamed, and as a result, nothing will be done with them. That's the main concern we have. And for Mayor Bongani of Midvaal, talking about allegations, The truth is, the DA claims to be bringing clean governance. As a result, we are expecting that there shouldn't be any mention of corruption or any allegation for such matter. So whether they're dealing with it or not, the truth remains corruption is still rife, it is still going on, and the problem is more of the problem is that even the DA members behind, they just support this. Instead of saying, don't talk about allegations. It is there, deal with it, and get out of this issue. The solution here is clear. Why the ANC appointed the Reverend to come and lead Mfuleni? Yeah. Because there was 872 million of taxpayers payers being squandered. It is because the ANC know the answer is in God. Actually, they were supposed to have come to the ACDP to get the mayor to come and lead Mfuleni. Thank you.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get through the rest of the panel. We're coming to you live from the Sharpeville Exhibition Center in the Sedibeng district, the Vaal area of Gauteng. It's going to that break, and then we'll be back.